Grab your cocktail shaker, kick back, and get ready for the big fat party. Greg and his band of unintelligibles are back, mixing, drinking, reviewing, and discussing Bloody Marys and all that goes with them. My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast, where you'll never drink alone.
Welcome to episode 31 of My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast from Wisconsin's sunny West Coast. Why drink alone when you can drink with us? Day drink with us here in Wisconsin. So joining me today, we have, a couple people.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott is in the house.
Erica Black.
And the enchanting Erica Black. I'm Greg. I'll be your host. And we're also going to have another guest via the magic of the telephone, Kat Odell. We're all going to be day drinking together, talking about her new book. I like to start off by telling people how they can find us, but I understand that's quite boring. And so I'm not going to do that. If you want to find us on social media, don't be stupid. My Big Fat Bloody Mary, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to read all that shit.
Right.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Fuck it.
Whatever.
Yeah, just put my big fat my Big Fat Bloody Mary in any device you have, and chances are you'll get close enough.
Don't do it at work though, because some of the stuff that will come up, very likely will get you fired. We're not hard to find. We're prolific, for God's sake. Last week we had a pretty good time. We did another book review. I think we're getting kind of highbrow.
We are very highbrow.
I know. And I hope everyone appreciates how difficult this is for me, being illiterate, to all of a sudden be doing book reviews. But last week we reviewed the Bloody Mary, the lore and legend of a cocktail classic with recipes for brunch and beyond, from Brian Bartels. And we talked to Brian. Great guy. He was originally from Wisconsin, and we had a really good talk with him. We made 3 of his recipes.
And now, for those of you who did not hear that episode, can you give us where, I've heard several stories. Where did the Bloody Mary come from, according to Brian Bartels?
Oh, you want to know the lore?
Yeah, I want to know there are several. I've heard several stories.
Yeah. And you know what? It concedes that it is not, you can't be positive. It's one of those things that people argue about. The most popularly believed Genesis story is Harry's New York bar in Paris.
Okay, I have heard that, yes.
Yeah. And I've read about it, and I've looked into it a lot, and that's my best guess too. And I think that first Bloody Mary was really just tomato juice and vodka, and it was designed to, you've got the shakes, and here's a little something that doesn't look like you're taking shots.
Right. Yeah. And it was it Douglas Fairbanks? Douglas Fairbanks, who the silent screen actor who loved day drinking, night drinking, and that became his favorite drink. Was because you could start right away.
You can, and we have.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Good actor.
So, but that was last time, and my God, this is this time. Let's look forward. Today we are going to get our drink on, as we always do. We're going to take a recipe from Day Drinking, 50 Cocktails for a Mellow Buzz by Kat Odell. And we're going to give her a call here in just a minute and talk to her a little bit. Also, we have a winner from last week. We had a contest where if anyone were to share a link to the show or do whatever, tell me I'm good looking, I don't care. Just do a little something. Throw me a bone and you get in the drawing. So we have a winner, and I'm just going to announce it right now. It's Leslie Rourke Scott from Yazoo, Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah, she is going to get a copy of Brian Bartels' book. So congratulations, Leslie. And I know Leslie likes a good Bloody Mary. I happen to know that about her. So without any further ado, let's give Kat a call, and I want to talk about this book. And we're going to make one of the recipes, and we're going to drink that while we day drink with Kat Odell. So let's give her a quick call. Okay, well, we've got Kat Odell on the phone, author of Day Drinking, 50 Cocktails for a mellow buzz. Thanks for joining us, Kat.
Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure. We've been spending some time with the book and researching you a little bit, which has been fascinating. Frankly, I had no idea what a big deal you were. Holy cow, you are!
Oh my gosh.
You're prolific. Yeah. So what our listeners may or may not know is that you're a pretty hardcore foodie.
I am.
My goodness, yes. And you travel all over the world, critiquing restaurants and food. You've appeared on, would you call it a reality show on Bravo?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And what was the name of that? I'm sure everyone knows about it, but
That show was called Eat, Drink, Love.
yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, I watched some of those episodes. Really neat
Cool.
stuff. Yeah. So I want to read a little something that Bravo says on your bio for our listeners, if you'll bear with me, and then I want your reaction to the very last line,
Absolutely.
if you would. So here's what they say. This New York native left her job as a writer at Bon Appetit to become the editor of the prestigious food blog Eater LA, which I think now is just Eater. Is that correct?
So, Eater is the umbrella company, and we have separate city sites. So,
Oh, I see.
24 city sites in the U.S. Exactly.
Okay. Anyway, I'll go on from the bio. As its editor, Kat earns exclusive scoops on rising talent, and she is perpetually the first to break any exclusive news on LA's hottest restaurants and nightclubs. When she sits down in a restaurant, chefs roll out the red carpet in hopes that she will make or break their restaurant. Now, here's the part that I kind of would like your reaction to. With her bubbly and flirty personality, the lines of business and pleasure are often blurred, leading colleagues to question her motives.
Oh,
What goes on there?
Oh my goodness. So basically, Bravo is a very, we could say, slightly dramatic network. And so part of our show was, the best way to describe it would be one of the Real Housewives type shows, but set in the culinary world in Los Angeles. So 5 women. We all had separate jobs in the food world, and they wanted us to involve our personal life and our professional life. So that's sort of where that came from. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I want to just make a disclaimer here. I mean, since you're so known for blurring those lines, she didn't get this interview by flirting with me. It was completely
Greg.
on the merits of her work. I just want to get that out there right away. Yeah. So I really enjoyed reading up on you, and I was very impressed and quite a little intimidated, to be honest. You have an amazing following. Your YouTube channel, holy cow!
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, that's and rightly so. It's really some good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we're in Wisconsin, and when we day drink, we don't put a governor on it.
No.
We tend to go full throttle.
We were a little confused by the low alcohol part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give us just a little, kind of a thumbnail, the theme of this book, where it's coming from, why you wrote it?
Absolutely. So I'm in New York now, but I lived in Los Angeles for many years. And so LA, and specifically Venice, was sort of the inspiration for the book overall. And part of my job when I was running Eater LA was to constantly be out and be at restaurants and bars and meet people and talk to people. And it was really my job to stay on top of every new venue that was opening in the city. And so because of that, I was always out, and I was very much on top of restaurant trends. And one of the trends that I started noticing, specifically in LA, which started in Venice, or at least that's where I first noticed it, was this trend of bars and restaurants which were not able to secure full liquor licenses. They would only have a license to sell beer and wine, and rather than just offering beer and wine, some bartenders started to get creative and turn beer and wine into beer and wine cocktails. And so in compiling the recipes for this book, I really wanted to draw on my own career and my relationships that I have with different individuals in the hospitality world behind the bar in different parts of the country and reach out to them. And that's how I sourced a lot of the recipes for this book. So it's really a compilation of a trend that I was noticing, relationships that I have just through my job, and then where I used to live, which I love very dearly, Venice, California. And so those three factors sort of came together, and that's really where day drinking came from.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it makes sense. Well, I did wonder, I mean, I thought maybe you had some bad experiences day drinking where you crashed and burned early, and this was maybe your
but I don't remember them.
Yeah,
Very possible.
That's the catch-22 with those, isn't it?
Super true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. When you first had the idea for this book, I mean, there are a lot of great recipes in here, but what was the one you're like, okay, that's the one that I want to tell the world about? Is there one in particular that you're like?
You know, it's funny. One of my favorite. I have a couple. I mean, I love all the recipes, but I do have a few favorites, and one of them was a recipe I created by accident. So one of the cocktails in the book is from a guy named Jason Eisner, who runs the bar program at Gracias Madre in West Hollywood, and he gave me a recipe that calls for a grapefruit beer and a grapefruit honey rosemary syrup. And at the time, I was editing an article for Eater, actually Eater Drinks, which is the website that I ran after Eater LA, and it was on a trend in France. This is about a year ago. It was on a trend in France of grape wine becoming very popular. So either white wine or rosé flavored with grapefruit juice, or grapefruit flavors added. And so I was thinking about this as I was making this beer cocktail, and I ended up having leftover grapefruit syrup. And so I thought, hey, I have rosé lying around at home. I wonder, why don't I try to make my own grapefruit rosé? And so I had a friend over, and I did, I think it was a 5-to-1 ratio of rosé to this grapefruit syrup, and it was so shockingly delicious. We both got so drunk that evening, just like drinking. It goes down like water. It's seriously so good. And when it's really hot and it's an incredibly refreshing drink at the same time.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite recipes in the book, and it's so easy to make too.
Yeah. Boy, I'm encouraged because when I saw low ABV, I worried I wasn't going to get drunk. So to hear you say that you were able to get good and drunk is very reassuring to a Wisconsinite like me.
Definitely. I promise it's possible.
So for our listeners who really probably don't partake in low ABV, what is a low ABV cocktail?
Sure. So ABV stands for alcohol by volume. So, of course, different cocktails contain different percentages of alcohol. So what I defined as low ABV for my book was pretty much a drink consisting of less than 10% alcohol by volume. So most of the drinks in the book are based on beer, wine, sherry. There's vermouth in there. And some do have foolproof spirits, but the drinks that do call for foolproof spirits have significantly less than you'd normally put in a cocktail. So maybe you would typically add 1.5 shots, 2 shots of, let's say, tequila to a drink. My recipe would have half a shot. So, and then you have to balance flavors. But yeah, so that's pretty much the sort of low alcohol component to it. And you can also call these drinks, there's a trend in the beer world when beer has less alcohol, it's called a session beer. And the idea being that you can drink many beers in one session. And so you can also apply the term session to a cocktail as well.
In the medical field, there's also a kind of a trending thing called microdosing with medications. Yes. I wonder if maybe this would fall under the same umbrella.
Yeah, I'm actually really fascinated by that. I'm very keen to learn more.
Yeah. Is it true that you started drinking at age 10?
It is indeed true. So basically my parents are both European, and my dad is, my father's really into wine. And so when I was about 10 years old, he started giving me wine just to taste. And my mother loves to tell people, especially my brother when he was younger, his friends, that she's been drinking beer. She's from the Czech Republic, that she's been drinking beer since she was 4. So that's my family for you.
Wow. I got a party with you guys. That's all there is to it. Hey, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit because I dropped in and picked one of these recipes and I made it up for the crew here. And so what we're going to make is the michelada.
Great.
And yeah, I made up the tomato mix, and we've got a couple of Modelo Negras here, some
Awesome.
dark Mexican beers. Mexico, not always known for their beers like the Czech Republic might be, or Germany.
Totally correct. Well, I think it's a different style of beer. You think of Mexico,
Yeah.
and you have, of course, Corona and Dos Equis, and they're just much more lighter style beers that I would liken to water, maybe a little bit more so than Czech
Yeah.
Pilsner, which is more flavor. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what we're gonna do is and all that noise you hear is Erica filling glasses with ice. I wanted
Great.
to actually day drink with you.
Cool.
Kat. Yeah. By the way, are you drinking anything right now, or?
You know what? It's funny you should ask. I'm actually in the middle of testing recipes for the second book that I'm working on. So right now, and I'm having a cocktail party tomorrow. So I'm actually my kitchen is a mess of alcohol and food, but I'm not actually drinking at the moment.
Is there something we could do to help?
You know what? I can definitely grab some rosé, and then we can all be drinking together.
Well, wouldn't that be splendid?
There we go.
Yeah.
So we're filling our glasses with ice. And if you want to go ahead and grab your rosé or whatever you
Yeah.
want, that
Yeah, I
would
will
be
do
great.
that.
Then I can say I partied with Kat Odell. I mean,
And I will too.
party with some of the best.
I won't
Sure.
mention you. But
No, no one's going to mention me. But so the mix that I put together here is a blend of tahine, which interesting seasoning.
Yeah.
How would you describe that? My brother lives in Mexico and he puts it on melons and he uses it in a lot
Yeah.
of things. But
I love I love acid, and I love anything with lime and heat. So it's sort of like
Yeah.
a spicy, chili, kind of slightly sour, acidic spice blend. And then I've had it. It's really delicious on pineapple.
Yes.
I mean, you can put that on so many different ingredients.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. So the mix it's tomato juice, it's Worcestershire, it's tahine, and it's a lot of fresh lime, right?
Yes, I love fresh lime. Yes.
Yeah, and I believe there's some hot sauce. Yeah, and hot sauce, right? And then
Yep.
we're filling our glass full of ice that's been rimmed in coarse salt, a little kosher salt I'm using. And on top of that mix, Erica is, as we speak, pouring that beer right onto the top.
Awesome.
Did I do it right, Kat?
Yeah, totally. Definitely.
So there we have it. Man, oh man. Yeah, that's really good. I really like that.
I mean, I love acid, and for me, acid sort of brings out all the other flavors in the drink, and the salt as well serves to heighten the flavors. So that's just a personal preference of mine, but I think
Yeah.
drinks are so much better with more acid.
Yeah. No, I agree. Back in college, I really enjoyed acid quite a bit.
Love it.
What did you think I meant?
Oh no, of course, just some lime, some citrus,
So I kind of want to keep singing your praises if you don't mind. I don't want to embarrass you, but
it's so sweet.
I was impressed by the fact that you are currently writing for, and correct me if you've been fired from any of these, but
Sure.
the New York Times, T Magazine, Vogue, Elle Decor, Food and Wine, The Robb Report, Condé Nast Traveler, I'm not sure,
Yes.
Jet Setter, Drinks International, Imbibe, Blackboard Eats, Furthermore, Wink, The Sprunch, Organic Life, and Cooking Light. Is that true? You write for all of those?
Yes, that is true.
wow.
Wow. Yeah, I can barely fill out a weekly timesheet at my job. How you do it?
It's the life of a freelancer. It's a constant hustle, and it's great to be able to write for multiple outlets.
And you can plagiarize off yourself, so it's okay, right?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So, Kat, I want to ask you because I'm a freelance copywriter. Is there a danger in researching day drinking when you are a freelancer? When you work from home.
Yeah, it helps me to have a drink while I'm writing sometimes. So, and I do write about wine quite a bit. So the day drinking, I think it helps. It adds to the creativity.
All right. Well, I'm converted.
Perhaps like microdosing,
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
I do really like this Michelada, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
good. Thank
it's
you.
great. It's really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, what a great book. Day Drinking, 50 Cocktails for a Mellow Buzz. If people wanted to buy this book, do you allow people to buy it, or is it just something that you keep in a high tower?
If you ask really nicely,
Yeah.
I will allow you to purchase it.
Fantastic.
Amazon.com, wherever books are sold, kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll put a link to the Amazon, where the book itself on our blog, which
Awesome.
Kat, I'm sure you're a follower of mybigfatbloodymary.com.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll have all the show notes, and we'll put a link up there. So
Amazing.
yeah, as we conclude, because I know you have a lot of drinking to do and
Always.
writing. Yeah. But one of the high points or descriptions about the book, you can enjoy more cocktails over a longer period of time without getting trashed. I like that. Most people don't want to get drunk in front of their boss at the 5 p.m. office happy hour or their great aunt Hilda at their cousin's baby shower. So this might be a very smart approach to some of those situations.
Definitely.
Yeah, really a great book, and it's great day drinking with you. Did you have any questions for us, Kat?
No, thank you so much. And if I can ever, offer any other recipes or if you have any questions, please let me know.
Yeah, fantastic. Well,
Amazing.
yeah, and if you are ever in the Midwest, we would definitely love to host you here. We do some live stuff. We do house concerts, and it would
Oh,
be,
cool. Definitely.
Yeah, I would.
Actually, my best friend is from Wisconsin.
Is
She's
that
from Milwaukee. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right
That
up
is true.
right up the road a piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Kat Odell. We've had a good time day drinking with you and talking about this great book, and we're gonna move on. We got a review of vodka. It's tireless.
Ooh.
It's tireless work that we do, and I know you can appreciate that.
Oh, definitely. Tough job.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to do it, right?
Yep. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it, and I'll be following you, and I'm sure our listeners would like to as well. I'm guessing you're on Twitter, yes, and
Yes,
Instagram, all that.
it's in Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. It's cat_Odell, ODELL.
Okay, thanks again. Have a great day.
Thanks, Kat.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, great talk with Kat Odell of Day Drinking 50 Cocktails for a Mellow Buzz. Really good stuff, too.
It's great.
Mike, you brought up, you passed out for a little while. When you came to, you had an interesting application that you thought of for this book.
Right. When going through this book, I thought, this is perfect for it when you're. If you look at the cover of the book, they're on the beach and they're surfing, and I'm like, well, this is your recipe book if you're an active person. So
Right.
I'm thinking if you're out kayaking, you want to fill up a growler, mix up a cocktail before you go, and then when you take a break or whatever, you can have a little bit of something, or mountain biking or that sort of thing. It's for active.
Yeah.
And and it's not enough of a buzz where it's going to endanger your person.
Right.
Won't impair you too much.
Which has really been fun. I enjoyed, as a Wisconsinite, talking about ABV cocktails, low alcohol. But shall we move on? we have a vodka here to review.
Sure, let's.
You wanna?
Enough of that. Now, on to this.
So yeah, we are delighted. I am delighted. Anytime I get free booze in the mail, immediately I'm excited. But this comes to us from the good folks at Dimitri's Bloody Mary Seasonings, and this is a brand new product. Now, we've reviewed their mixes before, and
And I love them.
I think I speak for all of us that we're big fans. I mean, they're
Big,
a
big
quality outfit, and they don't mess around. And I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I spoke with Dimitri himself, and he asked me, "Don't try it until the moment you're live recording, because I want your honest reaction." So this could be interesting. If this stuff sucks, if you hear like a lot of long pauses. Sorry,
I hope
Jimmy.
not.
Sorry, D. Yeah, big swing and a miss. We'll see. But so just a little bit about it. It's a vodka. It's infused with fresh rosemary and thyme, roasted garlic, black pepper, sun-dried tomatoes, and other savory spices. So clearly, this is geared toward the Bloody Mary drinker.
Yes.
I mean, this is crafted to just to go right into that Bloody
Right.
Mary and kick it up a notch.
And I haven't looked at the ingredients at all, but knowing Dimitri's, I'm sure that there's,
Yeah,
that it's natural ingredients. And
yeah. I mean, we can talk about it all day, or we can just start drinking it.
let's start drinking.
What do you want to do?
Let's do it.
So, what would you mix with Dimitri's seasoned vodka? I chose to mix up a little Dimitri's chilies and peppers Bloody Mary mix. So let's pour a little of this, and I'll just tell you, I'm looking at the bottle. It's a good looking bottle. The label very similar to their Bloody Mary seasonings, and the vodka has a bit of a kind of a brownish hue from the seasonings. And Erica is like thrusting her glass into my face, and I haven't.
It's actually
poured her any
Michael's
yet.
glass.
Okay.
But I would say it looks kind of like a light mead, right?
Is that enough?
Or like a dark Chardonnay is the color of
This is not an ABV cocktail.
No,
I
but
just
I'm
want
just
to
saying
warn
that's the color.
everybody.
That's
This
the
is
color.
80 proof vodka, and I'm giving you a Wisconsin pour.
Whoa,
Hi-yo.
whoa.
Hi-yo.
I do love their label with the, and
We
that
don't
is,
have
remember
straws.
in a previous podcast, he explained that was a relative of his.
right.
And I think of him all the time when I see him
I do too.
because he referred to him as a hair farmer. And so whenever I see that, I said, well, so he is my favorite hair farmer by far.
Yeah. Of all the hair farmers,
Yes.
he is your favorite.
He is, yes.
Nice. So we've filled the glass with ice. We've poured this very intriguing, very interesting infused vodka over the ice liberally. Yes. And now we're topping it with Dimitri's chilies and peppers, which is it's my personal favorite. So I go back and forth a little bit. Sometimes I really need the extra horseradish blend, but kind of my go-to has been the chilies and peppers. There we go. We're stirring it up. Oh my God, what if I hate it? I kind of, you know what? I'm just going to disclose. I
You
kind of like
gave me quite a
Dimitri.
steady pour, so
Yeah. Well, we want a good taste of this. I want it to jump out.
that is
Yeah.
good. I need to just smell
That's really
it, though.
good.
I'm gonna smell
Yeah,
it.
take a whiff of it right out of the bottle, Erica.
That smells pretty
I
good.
definitely can taste the rosemary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I love cooking red meat. I don't know about you guys, but I love frying like a cast iron skillet with a little ghee and some butter, and then I'll throw down a little fresh rosemary, and then drop your steak on top of that.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
love it. And right now I'm taking a taste of this, and it's reminding me a little bit of that. I have a couple of T-bones in the refrigerator right now. Oh wow!
Yeah,
wow,
isn't that
the-
amazing?
The smell is. Yeah, there's a lot of. It's a lot of infusion there.
Yeah,
I love the taste. I'm going to say it right off the get-go.
yeah, I like it too.
I do too.
I
And
do like the rosemary.
smelling it from the bottle, you could market that during cold season. I mean, that'll clear the sinuses
Right.
right out.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and it's a nice compliment to the mix that we have. Now, the chilies and peppers already has some spice. I kind of want to just take a pull off the bottle. Is that crazy?
That's kind of. I was thinking maybe we needed a little, like tiny little
let's-
shot glasses,
Let's
Just
do that. Let's
on
all
its-
let's all
on
take
its
a
own.
little pull and see what.
or like just get one big shot glass and like let us all.
I thought we just pass it around and
Yeah.
take a pull off
Oh,
of it.
okay, go ahead. I don't
It's
have
up-
it.
it's
I'm
really
not
up-
sick.
It's up to
I'm not
Mike.
sick either.
Well, nothing's going to live in this anyway.
Right,
80
that's
proof.
true. It's vodka. What are we worried about?
I don't know that we recommend this to our listeners, but
Oh, but Greg has cooties.
ooh, wow. It's sort of like, it's like if you took vodka and you put a lot of seasonings into it.
Yes, is what it is. Yes.
It's almost like an anisette, but a very different bunch of flavors.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do shots of it.
No. Mike says, no.
But there are all those spices in there. Like, that's true.
Oh, but that's
You can
that's
pick,
medicine.
You can
I
pick
mean,
each one out.
Bottle a day keeps the doctors away. So my girlfriend says. So I take my medicine.
I'm going to say, nasal congestion, smell the bottle, chest cold, take a shot.
Wow, this is really good. I wonder if Dimitri can send us a case of it just to confirm.
Right.
A good
Is
tasting,
it indeed
really.
that good or not?
Oh man, that's really good. I like it. I'm glad too, because I would have felt bad if it sucked. I know Dimitri's a very sensitive man. He probably he would have probably been reeling. Oh, that's great stuff. Well, you know what? I want to continue some day drinking with high ABV cocktails right now. And while I'm doing that, I wonder if maybe Erica has a little obscene, something obscure, something maybe vulgar. Let's move into obscure profanity.
My favorite part.
Time for today's profanity.
What do you got?
I
Erica?
do have some, and I took the liberty of writing them on some of your old business cards, Greg.
My monkey business cards?
From way back in the day.
Yeah, back when I had a real job.
Oh.
Before I was a full-time podcaster.
All right, well, these all come from Roger's Profanosaurus, so they're all English, but I guess I don't really do a good English accent, so I'll just skip it this
Wait, was
time.
this Roget's Thesaurus?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Uh-huh. Roger's Profanosaurus?
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're French, maybe it would be Roger. Okay.
Let's move right along.
All right. Not funny, Greg. Map of Africa. Any guesses?
That's a term. Map of Africa. That's a profane
Does it
term?
have anything to do with waxing?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. A map of Africa. I'm
That would be
picturing the-
quite funny. Like, can you just leave the map of Africa on my chest? Thank you.
That could be a
That
thing.
would be great.
It's also known as the Dark Continent.
Oh, did you
Is it
bring a
something-
cutout
Right.
for me? Because I'm not quite sure.
What is
okay.
it? You're killing me.
It's the unfortunate stain left on the bed sheet and often the mattress below after an exchange of bodily fluids.
Oh,
Africa.
that's a large continent.
Yes,
That's a good-
yeah, that is.
That's a good exchange. Yeah. Sorry, it's a map of Tokyo.
Oh, wah, wah.
We all get
Tokyo,
to that
that's
age.
like a city. What?
Japan.
Okay.
Whatever. I was trying to think,
Okay. Micro. You're thinking micro.
yeah.
Micro.
I'm onto the
dosing.
high ABV.
Yeah.
cocktails.
Okay.
Give me a break.
How's your father?
That's like a greeting. This is a.
It just says, how's your father?
What would the context be? Like
Right.
How would you use that? No, I was actually asking you.
Oh.
You.
Is it an insult?
Well, it means sex. Often prefixed ahem, as in, fancy a quick bit of ahem, how's your father? Who does that?
Oh,
Why would you do
confused.
that?
Yeah,
I'm con-
that wouldn't.
That's a British thing. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that one makes me pause.
That I'd throw in a weird one for you.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a side.
Well, I thought that was the last one. All right, go ahead.
you were
Oh, okay.
hoping, but no.
There's two more.
There's.
Okay.
Oh God.
Engelberts.
Okay. Well, I know the last name, so
Engelbert's?
Engelbert?
Engelbert.
There's the
Humperdinck.
singer, Engelbert Humperdinck.
Okay. It
You
just
didn't
says
know that.
Engelbert's with an E.
Angle, like a 40-degree angle.
No. Engleburts.
So right,
Engelbert's.
that could be like a first name,
Could be.
if
The Squirts.
Oh, see, I knew it was going to be poop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
had a
got to
feeling
be
it
a
was gonna
poop.
be
Lynn's
poop.
not here,
Lynn's
so
not here,
got to
so
do
you-
a poop.
yeah, you
Yeah.
go ahead.
always
Okay.
kind of
What's
breaks
in there?
down to that.
All right, and last one. Yo-yo knickers.
Is it a cello player?
Nope.
Is it a
Yo-yo knickers.
promiscuous person? Yo-yo knickers going up and down often?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like, yep. It says
Oh yeah.
this is the definitions they give. Bike, semicolon. Loose woman, semicolon. Woman whose knickers go up and down faster than Richard Branson's hot air balloons.
Yo-yo
Yep.
knickers. Why don't you just put your
Good
yo-yo
analogy.
knickers on and get out of here? Take them somewhere else. Oh my God! So we have. Thank you, Erica. By the way, we do have a contest. We have a copy of Day Drinking 50 Cocktails for a Mellow Buzz. It might have a little Tajín and Modelo Negro, stain on it, but we're giving this book away to one of our listeners.
It's a game day book. It's
Yeah,
been through
and
the trenches.
the three of us are going to autograph it as well. So
Okay.
this is an autographed copy, not by the author.
No,
No.
just by some people
By
who
the
are drinking
reviewer.
Random.
merit.
Yep.
Exactly.
You're going to like it.
Yeah. So if you want to win a copy of this book, all you have to do is share a link to our podcast, whether that's our page, the My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast on Facebook, or mybigfatbloodymary.com, et cetera, et cetera. Just give us some love. We'll put you in the drawing, and you might win a copy of this really, really nice book. We joke around about it quite a bit, but I mean, it's a valuable part of any serious drinker's library, I would say. And that's all we've got, and we always give you all that we've got. We've had a ball here. Like us on all those social media channels. I'm not going to bore you with
Yeah.
where they are. Just
They'll find them.
do a little legwork.
Yeah.
You'll find us. And this is the point where I always talk about next week's show. I have no idea what we're doing next week, but
Flying by the seat of your pants.
whatever we do, it's got to be funky.
Well, it all depends on what comes in the mail that week, right?
It does. Here it is, a call for action.
Right.
Send us some shit, man. We'll review it silly. Well, thanks for wasting another hour of your time listening to My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast. We got a lot of cool things coming up. I am going to make it a point to each and every week share a takeaway, a piece of valuable information that our listeners can apply to their personal lives. And by that, I mean a cocktail recipe, pretty much. Yeah. So that's going to be coming at you. Thanks for tuning in. We've got some high ABV and some low ABV cocktails to get to. Thanks for stopping in. Stay high. I never know how to quite wrap this up.